Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all again in this session. Okay, so we are here again with the third session on Prelims Connect. In the previous two sessions, we have discussed about some of the important things, some of the important questions which have been asked in the prelims of UPSC. Okay, and today again we are here to discuss certain areas from this. Environment itself. We are going to discuss some of the important previous year questions, and we are also going to see the related concepts of them. Okay, so the first question which is there, the first question that we are having here is related to wetlands, and this question was very much famous. If rainforest and tropical forest are the lungs of the earth, then surely wetland function as its kidney. Which one of the following function of wetland best reflects the above statement? Okay, and then you were having all these options. That the first option is saying water cycle in wetland involves surface runoff, subsoil percolation, and evaporation. The second one is saying algae form the nutrient base upon which fish, crustaceans, mollusks, birds, reptiles, and mammals thrive. And the third one is saying wetlands play a vital role in maintaining sedimentation balance and soil stabilization. And the fourth one is saying aquatic plants absorb heavy metals and excess nutrients. Okay, so this was a question which was again based on wetlands, and I hope you know the answer of this question. Can I expect certain answers from here? It is saying first that this rainforest and tropical forest, like they are the lungs of the earth. We know why they are the lungs of earth, because they are able to maintain this balance between the oxygen and carbon dioxide. Okay, so they are able to maintain that. They are going to release this oxygen, which is very much vital, and they are going to maintain this oxygen and carbon cycle in our atmosphere. Okay, in similar manner we have got this wetland, and here it is written that it is functioning as a kidney. Now if you see, the role of kidney in our body is to mainly check out the different types of chemicals which are entering into our body. If any chemical enters our body, it is refined or removed by the kidneys in our body. Okay, so here again it is about the chemicals, and thus for that particular thing we can see here the aquatic plant absorbs heavy metals and excess nutrients. So yes, this is one of the major function which is being performed by the wetlands, and this is like all these three functions are performed by wetlands, but this is best reflecting the statement that it is functioning as the kidney. Okay, even these things are true, even these things hold true for wetlands, but this is the one which reflects the statement that yes, wetlands are able to absorb heavy metals and excess nutrients. Okay, so yes, answer here will be D. All of you are correct. And see, when we are seeing this wetland, there are certain important things that we have to keep in mind, that what role they have been playing in our ecosystem. Okay, when we talk about the wetlands, they are providing the drinking water. They are also helping in replenishing the groundwater aquifers, means they are also helping in groundwater recharge. They are providing this drinking water. They also absorb harmful fertilizer and pesticides, as well as heavy metals and toxins from the industry. Okay, so wetlands are also helpful in reducing the pollution. Okay, then they also act as natural sponges. What they are doing? They are doing flood control during excess amount of rainfall. They are also controlling this flood during the excess rainfall, and at the same time they also help in preventing the droughts. Okay, so that is also very important part of this wetland. Okay, at the same time peatlands, basically peatlands are a part of wetland itself. Okay, there are a type or category of wetlands where we are having all these if you see the soil there, it is very having this rotten type of soil is there, too much moisture content is there, the vegetation there in the mud or in that soil is you can say many a times even rotting vegetation is there, and they are storing more than twice as much carbon as in the all world's forest. Okay, so they are one of the major sink of carbon also. Okay, so that is a very important thing, that yes, they are containing huge amount of carbon also. Okay, so that is one part. Okay, then now see, there is also one thing related to this wetland, that we have this Ramsar Convention, and this has been established by UNESCO in 1971. Okay, and one very important thing is there, why this Ramsar Convention is important. Last year we have completed 75 years of independence, and the government was trying to have at least 75 wetlands in India as Ramsar sites. So last year we have got this. Now we have 75 wetlands in India which are under this Ramsar site. Okay, they have got this Ramsar recognition. And one more thing, India is having the highest number of Ramsar sites in the entire Asia region. Okay, now on the second position there is China, and then it is followed by Japan. Okay, but now we have got the highest number of Ramsar sites, okay, in the entire Asia region. Okay, so that is one thing which you can keep in mind. Okay, then when we talk about the polar code, there is another question. Now we have taken certain questions which are based on certain terminologies these days. Okay, so there is one thing, which of the following statement best describes the term polar code? Okay, and then it is the International Code of Safety for Ships operating in polar water. It is the agreement of the countries around the North Pole regarding demarcation of their territories in the polar region. It is a set of norms to be followed by the countries whose scientists undertake research studies in the North Pole and South Pole. It is a trade and security agreement of the member countries of the Arctic Council. In the year of 2020 and 21, the entire Arctic and the North Pole has been quite much there in the news, because we know that there is melting of ice and now new venues of navigations are opening in that area. So for that matter, this zone has been quite much there in the news, and that's why this polar code was one such question. Okay. Now this polar code, can you give me the answer? What would be the correct answer here out of these four? What is the correct one here? Polar code, anyone? What would be the correct answer here? What is this polar code? See, this is a question of UPSC previous years, and now you have to keep this in mind, that solving the previous year questions is very important. Many a times you get nearby things. Okay. Now here, if you see at this polar code, it is about the safety of ships operating in the polar water. So here the correct answer would be A. See, basically it is about the full range of shipping related things. Okay, if anything is happening in this case of polar areas, the ship design, the operational training concern, search rescue, all these things related to this area in the polar regions, that is simply our polar code. Okay, polar code is related to this ship operation. It is related to the navigation. That's why I have given you a hint also that it is somewhat related to the navigation thing. Okay, so here our answer will be A, that it is the International Code of Safety for Ships operating in the polar water. Okay, so that would be the correct answer. Okay, now see here, one more thing is related with this MARPOL. It is the main international convention which is covering the pollution of the marine environment by ships from operational and accidental causes. Okay, so this one was also there in the news, polar code and MARPOL. Okay, they have already asked about this polar code, and you know that in the last few years some ships have been like, you might have seen one ship was there that have been stuck in some areas. Okay, so we have these things in the news for a continuous period of time. Okay, so you must see about this, that what are these two different codes. Okay, MARPOL is there, polar code is there. It is about the navigation in that area. Okay, now see another question. Okay, like in the first lecture also, we have seen this, that there are certain questions on the basis of example. Okay, and here again we are having this question, consider the following kind of organisms: copepods, cyanobacteria, diatoms and foraminifera. Which of the above are primary producers in the food chain of the oceans? Okay, yes, Suez Canal, the ship was stuck there. Okay, now see this question. Here they are asking on example based thing, that consider the following kind of organism, and here we are having copepods, cyanobacteria, diatoms and foraminifera. Okay, which of the above are primary producer in the food chain of the ocean? You are having option 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, and 1 and 4. Okay. So anyone who would like to answer this question? This is one area. They have been asking questions about the marine ecosystem. Now see, very basic thing. They are asking about food. They are asking simply about the food chain. And if you know about it, you can easily solve it. Okay. Here, we have two things, cyanobacteria and diatoms. Okay. They are very much like, they are the two which are responsible at the primary level for production of food. Okay. They are doing this photosynthesis, and from there, we are getting the food in the marine ecosystem. Okay. So here the answer will be yes, B, 2 and 3 only. Okay. So this is one thing. If you look at this entire area, in the below section, in the producer, you will find certain organism like phytoplankton, seaweed, seagrass. Okay. Then at the herbivorous level, you will find zooplankton, sea urchin, parrotfish. At the third level, you will get squid, sardines, snapper. Okay. And at the fourth level, you are having shark, tuna, and seals. Okay. So remembering these things is quite much important for you. You have to know that what are the different organisms at different levels in marine ecosystem. We have got these name of different fishes also, and this food chain also, food web actually also. Okay. So try to see that what are the organisms at different levels. Here you can see we are having the dinoflagellates and diatoms at the bottom level. Then copepods or other things, they are at larger level. Okay. So you must be aware about these different organisms. Okay. We are having two examples here, and yes, you can download the PDF. In the description of these videos, there is also a link. You can submit there. You can go to that link, and then you can get this PDF of these files also. Okay. So this is one thing you can do there. Okay. Then again one thing, the common carbon metric supported by UNEP has been developed for. Okay. This is again one question. I am expecting the answer from all of you. Okay. Common carbon metric supported by United Nations Environment Program has been developed for. Now see, there is a pattern in UPSC examination. Like there are institutions like UNEP, IUCN, World Wide Fund for Nature. Okay. If they have launched certain initiative, they have taken certain program, then you have to know about it. Okay. From these areas, they are commonly asking the questions. Okay. Now this is something which is not new. This is quite old thing. Okay. But again, question has been asked about this initiative. Okay. See, what are the options here? First one is assessing the carbon footprint of building operations around the world. Second is enabling commercial farming entities around the world to enter carbon emission trading. Third option is enabling government to assess the overall carbon footprint caused by their countries. And fourth one is assess the overall carbon footprint caused by the use of fossil fuels by the world in a unit time. Okay. Now see, very important thing here. Normally, when they are asking questions on the basis of certain terms, they are giving very broad options. But here, the options are very close to each other. They are not distinct option in which you can easily identify. They are very close option. And since here there is simple thing, common carbon metric. So the general thing which comes to our mind is it is somewhat related to carbon or carbon footprint. But then in all these options, they have talked about the same thing. So now this finding out these questions, finding out the answer of these questions becomes difficult also sometime. Okay. So try to be very much sure about these initiatives and these things which have been started by certain institutions. Okay. Now here the answer would be assessing the carbon footprint of building operations around the world. Here the correct answer is this one, A1. Assessing the carbon footprint of building operations around the world. This has been existing for more than a decade now. Okay. It has been existing for more than a decade now, and this is one common carbon metric which has been supported by the United Nations Environment Program. Okay. See here. This is used to define measurement, reporting and verification for greenhouse gas emission associated with the operation of building types of particular climate regions. Okay. So it is about the buildings which are there. Okay. So here our answer would be A. Okay. And see, I have given you certain list of things which has been like advocated by the United Nations Environment Program. If you visit their website, if you visit the website of United Nations Environment Program, UNEP, okay, if you visit their website, you will find the mention of these things here, UNEP. Okay. You will find that they have mentioned certain things like beat the plastic pollution or beat plastic campaign is there. Then Breathe Life is also a campaign by them. Okay, Champions of the Earth is there, the award is given. Okay, then Clean Seas, Faith for Earth, Glowing Gone, Goodwill Ambassadors, UN Decade on Ecosystem Restoration. Okay, so try to see these things, try to see what they stand for. These are certain initiatives which have been started by UNEP. Try to just see that, or they have been supported or advocated by the UNEP. Try to see what they are all about. Even if you just know what it is for, it will be more than sufficient. Okay, so this is again such area. This is again such area which is very much useful. Okay. Yes, we are trying to get those questions, the important questions which are there, the things which are relevant for your examination. And good afternoon, Mehak also. Okay. Now see here, we have got one more question. R2 code of practices constitute a tool available for prompting the adoption of. Okay. See, again, we have got 3 questions like this today. They have given a term and they have been asking that what it is related to. One we have seen related to the buildings, one we have seen related to the ship, navigation and all other things, and the third one again, R2 code of practices. Okay. Constitute a tool available for prompting the adoption of what? You have again certain options here. First one is environmentally responsible practices in the electronics recycling industry. Second one is ecological management of wetlands of international importance under the Ramsar Convention. Third one is sustainable practices in the cultivation of agricultural crops in degraded lands. And fourth one is environmental impact assessment in the exploitation of natural resources. Okay. Now see here, they have been making these questions a bit difficult now also. Okay. Earlier, like if you go to the questions of 2016, 17, okay, in those years, the questions, the options were very much broad. You could have easily identified that yes, if something is related to environment, just take on that. Okay. But now it is more like a complicated question. Okay. And can I expect certain answers here that what this R2 code of practices is related to? Anyone? What are they related to? I have got one answer, ecological management of wetlands. Okay. Anything else? Anyone else having the answer for these questions? We have got R2 code of practices. We have got 4 options. One is related to wetlands, one is related to electronics, one is about the agriculture, and other is about the EIA. Okay. See here, the answer would be this one, environmentally responsible practices in the electronics recycling industry. And this was there in the news in 2021. Okay. So there was a question in 2022 related to this. Okay. So now what is the hint here? That if something has been revised, like this R2 code of practices underwent some revision in the year of 2021. So for that purpose, it was there in the news. Okay. So if certain new initiatives or certain new changes are there, you have to know about it. Okay. Last year you have also got a question on WHO air guidelines. Okay. So even then, there was a question in prelims about that WHO thing. Okay. Because it was amended in just the last year. So if any new thing is coming up, even at the international level, you have to know about it. Okay. At the national level and international level, if new initiatives are there, you have to know about it. Okay. So here the answer will be A, environmentally responsible practices in the electronics recycling industry. Okay. See, these are the principles which are guiding like the responsible recycling practices of electronic wastage. Okay. It also focuses on health and safety of workers locally as well as internationally. Okay. So it is related to electronics recycling industry. Okay, that is our R2 code of practices. Okay, then see, I have given you certain terms here which have been there in the news in the last 6 months. You have to find more, and even in the upcoming sessions we will be covering more such terms. But here we have got 3 such important things which may be relevant for this year. Okay, one is this Green Grid initiative. Okay, now this has been launched by India and UK. Okay, under this ambit of International Solar Alliance, they have got this Green Grid initiative. And what is the plan? What is the main objective? The main objective is to connect the energy system across the borders to accelerate transition to renewable energy. Okay, so here we are having this Green Grid initiative, and the aim is to connect the energy system across the borders, okay, so that we can have transition towards this renewable energy. Okay, so that is one initiative which has been launched by India along with UK. Okay, then there is a portal, PRAN portal. Okay, this portal is for regulation of air pollution in non-attainment cities. Okay, there are various cities in India which are heavily polluted. Okay, so this is basically for regulation of this air pollution in various cities of India. Okay, so new portal has also been formed by this Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change in India. So this is also a new thing, a new portal, and you should be aware about it. Okay, then there is this new framework, Action for Climate Empowerment. This has been very much in highlight during this COP27. Okay, and here what is the aim? To empower all the members of society to engage in climate action. Okay, so mainly the process is to empower all the members of the society to engage in climate action. Right now we are fighting this climate change, and for that we need the support, we need the participation of each and every member of the society. Okay, so here this is for the participation of the different members of the society. Okay, so these were some of the important questions for today. Tomorrow again at the same time at 1:30 p.m. we will meet and discuss the new things. Okay, thank you very much. And yes, the PDF of all these videos are available for download and the link is given in the description section. Thank you very much. All the best.